What's up, guys? It's Monday, so we're gonna do things a little bit different this Monday. Um, we're gonna go through the notes like I normally do. What I saw through college football on Saturday. Who I think will be in the top six for the college football playoff. We'll go into looking into the Week 11 matchups that I'm looking forward to watching. But once I'm done with that, I'm going to start doing something a little bit different on Mondays, and I'm going to call it Motivational Mondays. Um, Basically, I'm just going to pick a topic, uh, numerous topics, whatever comes to mind or what I'm feeling, and kind of give off a motivational speech of sorts to kind of maybe push you through your day. I know Mondays, everybody kind of goes through that, what they call the case of the Mondays, and people just, maybe you get home and they feel down. This is my opportunity to kind of throw something out there to people to listen to watch, and motivate them and pick them up and say, you know what, today's Monday, but it's over with. Tuesday's one next day, closer to the weekend. Let's just keep pushing forward. Let's keep doing our thing. And, I kind of hit a little bit of a down spot in my life, and I feel that to pick myself up personally, to put out there something that can help others, will help me out. So I hope you guys enjoy that part. If so, I'm going to continue to do it. If not, I'm still going to continue to do it because it's good for me. So without further ado, let's get right into these notes here. What I saw from the weekend. First and foremost, Penn State impresses. Penn State, as I thought they would do, they went out and they absolutely dominated Iowa at home under the lights. And it's looking like, I put on the page yesterday, it's looking more and more like they're going to be a factor. They're probably not going to make the college football playoff, but they're going to be a huge factor in who gets in and who doesn't get in. I think that if they win out and Penn State or Ohio State and Michigan tussle it up here at the end of the year and make a big mess of things, if somebody slips up going to that point, it could be interesting to see how Penn State's motivational story, if you want to call it that, has changed the college football playoff picture. Florida has absolutely got embarrassed. It was the piss poor performance on offense, on defense, on special teams, on every aspect of that game. I could not believe what I was watching on TV. The product that was on that field was disgusting. It was embarrassing. It was pathetic. Honestly, I'd much rather go watch Mechanicsburg Midgets play than watch that team play every day of the week. It was absolutely pathetic. And what they need to do from this point forward, because I did see that Del Rio has an injured shoulder that's done for the season. Hallelujah. Thank goodness. Because we need to put a freshman in there. Let him struggle. Let's get through the rest of this season and grow. And that tired offense comes back next year, and we can play a little bit better. Right now, that team is disgusting to me. Pathetic. All right, I'm done with that. Let's move forward. Ohio State looked dominant against the Nebraska team. My thoughts and prayers are with Tommy Armstrong. I hope he gets better soon. That was kind of a scary moment there in the game where he got hit on the sidelines and was not moving at all. But it was nice to see him come back out and be walking, talking, and look like he's being pretty healthy. Bama prevails. LSU falls apart. That game was a very competitive game as it's been in past years. The crowd was alive. I think it kind of affected Jalen Hurts for 3.5 quarters until he kind of just took it into his own hands and he became the Jalen Hurts we've known to grow and understand who he was. He made a couple plays with his feet that just were remarkable. Lamar Jackson type plays. LSU, on the other hand, that defense just got worn out. They just absolutely got worn out. They didn't have the depth or the talent to continue to go at the pace they were going at. We'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. LSU's got some tough games coming up here. See how they fall in the SEC West. Washington has an offensive explosion, and I believe that they should be in the top 4 after this week. I think they made a statement against a Cal team that offensively they are very, very good, and Washington held them to under 30 points. I'm as you guys know, I'm huge on Washington. I think they're the best college football team outside of Alabama. Nobody believes me, nobody trusts me, but I'll just let it play out the way it's supposed to play out. But I think they're going to be right in the national championship game with Alabama at the end of the year, and it's going to be one hell of a game. I'm telling you right now. Next game, Wisconsin gets the W. They got the job done. A team win. They played great on offense. Or they did enough on offense. I wouldn't say they played great, but they did enough on offense, and the defense did what they needed to do. It was a great team win. It was nice to see a team come together and play as a team and make things happen as a team. It's great to see. College football playoff wise, I think the top 6 are as follows: Alabama number 1, Clemson number 2, Washington number 3, and Michigan number 4, Louisville at number 5, and Ohio State at number 6. I think that Louisville, Ohio State, you can flip-flop those two. They're both right, kind of about the same. I just think Washington's a better team than Michigan, and it's going to show. It's just going to play itself out. It really is. I mean, until the two of them actually play each other, you can't really say which one's better. I say Michigan is not nearly as good as Washington. That's my opinion. Let's see, Week 11 matchups I'm looking forward to. Obviously, South Carolina going into Gainesville and playing the Florida Gators. Who's going to play quarterback for Florida? How do they come back from the injuries of the linebackers? I think they're going down to like their 3rd and 4th string linebackers. How does this team respond? How does this team come back? How does this team battle adversity? It's going to tell a lot about who these Florida Gators are this year. Indiana, Penn State. I think this is going to be Penn State's toughest test outside of Ohio State this year. I think Indiana has a very good chance to give Penn State the best game they have all year. Indiana could win this game. If Penn State comes out big-chested, now they're getting all this all this credit, and they're most likely going to be in the top 10 come college football playoff tomorrow night. How do they battle that? How do they fight with that? You got 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that are finally getting a little bit of credit, pat on the back. Do they come out and maybe they play flat, or do they come out and they play with a chip on their shoulder still? We'll find out a lot against this Indiana team. West Virginia, Texas. I put this one down because it's just going to be an interesting game to see. Texas played very well last week. Their running back, Devontae Foreman, should be in the Heisman race, but he's not because their team's not that good. But he is an awesome back, and he needs to be recognized for that. West Virginia's defense, very good. That matchup there is very interesting to me. USC, Washington. This is going to be Washington's test this year. Can Washington come and play USC, a top dog with top recruits? Can Washington go face-to-face with these guys, punch to punch? I mean, if Washington comes in and plays the way they played all year, I think this is the game where everybody starts to say, wow, this Washington team needs the credit that they deserve. It's a big game for Washington, big game for USC. It'll be interesting to watch that game. Pitt, Clemson. I just put this one down because Pitt has an opportunity where they've played a few games here. North Carolina. They played North Carolina, Clemson, and Virginia Tech. They've all this in the past few weeks, so they've been battle tested here. I think they can give Clemson a test. They're definitely better than North Carolina State, so they could very well maybe an upset alert on that one. Let's keep an eye on that one. I'm going to wait till make picks on Friday, but that's one to keep an eye on. And then Arkansas, LSU. Arkansas coming off a dominant win over Florida, and LSU coming off a gut-wrenching loss at home to Alabama. How do they bounce back from that? How does Arkansas handle winning a game in a dominant fashion the way they did? With all the confidence they have, it should be a very interesting matchup there. Those are the things I'm looking forward to. Now we're going to get into the new segment of this, and it's Motivational Talk. That's what I'm going to call it, Motivational Talk. It makes sense. And it's about relationships. Not relationships as in marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, not that kind of relationship. What I'm talking about is building relationships with friends, family members, acquaintances, people at work, co-workers, building those relationships. You see, we get into life and we start to go through the grind of the Monday through Friday, and then we got all these goals, or these, in my jobs it's incentives and things of that nature that you got to continue to fight, and we always lose the relationship part of it. I'm just going to use my job as an example because it's very easy to use. Going into a job or going into an account, and we have all these things that we need to get done. Sell in whatever, Sweetwater 420 or Rusty Rail. Sell that in. And we go in and we talk to this customer and we lose the fact, some of us lose the idea of that, building that relationship. Going in and not talking about beer, not talking about whatever you sell, food, whatever it is, not talking about that, but going in and sitting down with that customer, looking them in the eyes and say, I'm not here to talk about food, I'm not here to sell you anything. I want to know how your day went. How are you doing in your life? What are you doing? Show that you care. Show that you care to be there for them, for the person that they are, not what you sell or because it's going to make you look good. Sometimes we lose that, and we get home and you come home and you get these bills in the mail. Monday through Friday, you get the electric bill, you get the cable bill, you get the mortgage. We lose facts that relationships are so important in life. Building friendships, building acquaintances, building a positive influence on others is so important in life, when we lose it. Let's for the next week or two, I ask you guys to be mindful of it. Think of it when you're out there every day grinding, whether you're in a bank working, whether you're out there in the field selling things, whether you're at home on a computer. Just think about it. Just reach out to somebody or go into an account and say, hey man, how's your life going? I'm not here to talk about business. I'm not here to talk about anything like that. How's life? How's life? Because sometimes we lose that. We really do lose that. And it's important. It's very important. So, I'm going to do it myself. I'm not going to go out there and I'm not going to force feed people food or beer. I'm not going to force it down their throats anymore. I'm going to go out there and the first thing I'm going to ask them is, hey, how you doing? And I'm going to ask them, hey, how are you doing? Nah, I don't want to hear about your business. I don't want to hear about, your numbers are up or your numbers are down or this isn't selling or this isn't selling. No, I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear how you're doing. How are you feeling? How's life going for you? How's the kids? How's the wife? How's the husband? Whatever it is. Just ask it and start a conversation and show that you have a genuinely big heart and you care. I ask you guys to just try to do that. We get rocked up in all this stuff in life and everyday life and paying bills and all that stuff. Let's focus on caring about others. That's all I got for you guys today. But it looks like we have some exciting football coming up. Then the following week, we got the election tomorrow. Make sure you go out and vote. It's your right. Stand up. Do what you got to do. I'm personally, you see the red, I'm going to make everything my possibility to vote for Trump. That's who I got. If you don't agree with it, I'm sorry you don't agree with it. But make sure you go out and vote tomorrow. So that's all I got for you guys. Remember, go out, make somebody smile. And as always, enjoy your life, get some, and I'll see y'all later. Deuces.